Most of the time I talk about Christianity, but I'd like to take a special moment today to talk about the category that I like to call New Ager. Even though my grandparents are both Catholic, my mom somehow ended up being a New Ager. Which means she believes in crystals and colors and, well, I believe in colors, but powers associated with these things. Which brings us to color therapy. Our friend Ruben Amber here is trying to sell alternative medication, which is colors. I bought this book at the thrift store for the 8 for $1 paperbacks, but originally somebody actually paid $10.95 for this book. That makes me sad. I think we all know what this is going to be about. It's going to be about how colors can heal you. And me. And you. And me. And you and me. And you and me. And you and me. And woo! Let's get on with it. I don't have forever to yammer about it, so I'm just going to jump to what the magic colors can do. We're going to start with the color red. Diseases that can be treated with the color red. Anemia, blood ailments, bronchial asthma, bronchitis, colgelia area at the base of the spine, colds, constipation, the entire endocrine system, idiocy, listlessness, morons, imbeciles, and idiots should be treated by red, melancholy, paralysis, physical disability, pneumonia, and tuberculosis. But they don't recommend using the color red with emotionally disturbed people, excitable temperaments, fever, florid complexioned persons, hypertension, inflammatory conditions, insanity, and red-headed individuals. Diseases that can be treated with yellow. We're talking about constipation, diabetes, digestive processes, eczema, flatulence, hemophilia, kidney, indigestion, liver, mental depression, paralysis, paraplegic, piles, rheumatism, solar plexus, and spleen. Yellow should not be used on acute inflammation, delirium, diarrhea, fever, neuralgia, overexcitement, palpitation of the heart. Diseases that are treated with the color orange are asthma, bronchitis, chronic conditions like asthma and rheumatism, colds, epilepsy, gallstones, gout, growth, malignant and non-malignant, lung conditions, malignancies, menstruation, mental exhaustion, kidney ailments, proplysis, tumors, rheumatism. Diseases treated with green. Asthma, back disorders, colds in the head, colic, exhaustion, hay fever, heart conditions, hepatitic ailments, high blood pressure, irritability, malaria, malignancy, nervous system, nervous diseases, neuralgia, overstimulation, piles, shell shock, sleeplessness, syphilis, typhoid, ulcers, venereal diseases. Venereal diseases. Color green. And the last color we'll be covering today, even though it's not the last color in the book, there's like violet and indigo and lemon, even though we already did yellow, but whatever, is blue. Diseases that can be treated with blue are apoplexy, baldness, bowels, bubonic plague, burns, cataracts, chickenpox, cholera, colic, diarrhea, dysentery, eye inflammation, epilepsy, febrile disease, gastrointestinal disease, hysteria, insomnia, itching, jaundice, measles, menstruation, painful, palpitations, and polio. Man, blue's a powerful color, isn't it? I'm going to read from the back of the book, and then we're going to be open for a little bit of discussion about it. Color therapy. Color is a vibration that is constantly affecting us in our daily lives. This book enumerates the myriad ways we can choose to consciously use color to influence our bodies, minds, and souls to promote balanced health and well-being. Begins with a historical survey of mythology from different parts of the world, drawing heavily on ancient Hindu medical lore, the views of modern lights and physics, radionics, as well as the work of well-known researchers including Burr, Delo War, Reich, Steiner are then presented. So sometimes I wonder if freedom of press is actually a good thing, because this book is completely crap, right? It's just crap. The whole thing is crap. The history part in the beginning is absolutely biased. No, I did not read this whole book. I skimmed it. I will not waste my time reading this whole book. This book is trash. I mean, just fucking trash. It has tables of what colors you should wear on what days to have fucking effects in your life. I mean, we should all go to thrift stores and buy these books and ruin them so no one could ever read them again. And I know, like, part of you is saying Nazis and bad, horrible, the bad people, they ruin books. Good people, they don't go through books and they don't tear them up and ruin them so that other people who might someday want to read them will be denied that information. Well, you know what? I'm tired of people fucking promoting bullshit like it's the truth. Because this is just bullshit to make money. Anybody can write some bullshit like this. Fucking venereal diseases cured by the fucking color blue? I mean, that's the gayest fucking shit I've ever heard. Could you imagine if you had cancer and someone told you to wear a color? That all you had to do was wear a fucking color and then your cancer would go away? I mean, these people should be sued. There should be some sort of liability. You shouldn't be able to just print anything you want in this world and get away with it. Is that what we want with freedom of speech? Is that the point, that people can fucking write bullshit books like this and lie to people and get them not to seek real medical help? Based on ancient Hindu lore? I mean, people lived to be like 35 years old back then. I don't want to go with their medical practices. I want to go with our medical practices where I can live to be 78. I mean, who wants to live to be 35 when you can live to be 78? And I'm also going to address another question here. Is Jesus Freak asked, what do atheists contribute to society? Well, when I die, I have no attachment to my casting shell of a body, so I will donate every organ to be used. And I will donate my body to medical science so that someone else can have a chance to learn something from my body. And you know what? That's something that, historically, we have to agree, the church has not really supported. The church has been against people dissecting other people and getting the knowledge of anatomy. It's bullshit. It's bullshit that I live in a world where this book could be sold and these people aren't going to jail. Now, I'm sorry if you wanted me to read any more of this, because I don't think it's really readable anymore. So I don't know. If you get a chance, I would suggest going to a thrift store in your neighborhood and buying up some of these books really cheap. They're cheap at the thrift store. I mean, my thrift store, they're 8 for $1. And you should rip them apart, and you should make sure that no one else ever reads this bullshit, and that copy is not a copy in circulation anymore. This book makes me so mad. So what color do you take to cure yourself from ripping up pages of a book? That would be an interesting question. This book. Feeding the eager, weak minds of the masses. Sad people looking for a group to belong to. Turning to this. Imagine meeting in a group of people discussing how color has saved your life. Not giving credit to the doctors or the operations performed to save your life, but instead giving that over to the color blue. A mighty force, the color blue, but not quite the healer as this book would pretend it is. That is true. And as I come to the last pages here, I beg you to find a book and rip it apart and make it disappear.